So what do you need, man? I'm thinking some toilet paper.
A Queensland charity has just started a donation drive for society's most vulnerable, and the response has been surprisingly good.
I know things are in short supply for everyone, but it's more like in terms of if we can share the load so that things go a bit further.
Our service is the Housing First team, okay? So
For this homeless man, crisis accommodation and some essential supplies are a godsend.
Gives you a roof over your head.
To be homeless for that long and to see other people out there homeless and how much they need things, and to see these guys just step up overnight and to do what they've done, it's unbelievable.
You're really asking for people for a very special type of donation, aren't you? Because a lot of people want to keep this stuff for themselves.
That's right, and we're hoping that really, in the spirit of some kindness and stepping up, that people can share what they've got.
Others are donating their time. Business is dropping off for Lester Sharple's vehicle fit-out workshop, so he's spending 2 days a week volunteering for his church's charity, the Rapid Relief Team, as it prepares for the COVID-19 pandemic.
We're totally unsure at the moment as to where this is going to go, but we do have the team available ready to scale up. It's the unknown that's probably the hardest at this point in time as to where it's going to go. I'm only 34 years old and I've never seen anything like this before in my life.
Today he's delivering food supplies to a Brisbane man who has been forced to self-isolate.
This is the little box they sent me yesterday.
It's a lifeline for Nathan O'Sullivan, who has just returned from South Korea.
I was going to pretty much be with my partner for a year, and I went to meet her mum in South Korea. She's South Korean. And then, I come back and she got stuck there and at the airport. I did cry a lot and I couldn't stop crying because we haven't really been apart this long in a while. I love her, so I can wait for her as long as it takes.
Nathan was caught short when he was put into home quarantine.
Just like noodles and baked beans, and all I had was I brought these noodles back from Korea, the instant ones. That's all I've been living off until they dropped off the little bit of food yesterday.
So he now relies on food drops from charities such as the Rapid Relief Team.
Muesli bars. And we have a team of volunteers that we can draw on at short notice, and they come down here, they pick up a food bucket and deliver it out to those that have been affected.
This service relies on volunteers, but as the COVID-19 virus spreads, it's going to be harder finding people who are willing and able to give up their time. That's a problem facing Food Bank New South Wales.
We can't miss a delivery. So far we haven't, and touch wood that we won't.
The charity has been relying on a pool of up to 350 volunteers, many of whom come from the corporate sector.
Without volunteers, we're in trouble. And in the last 2 days, we've had to hire some order pickers from one of the employment agencies because our volunteers from the corporate sector have dried up about 80%. The banks, the legal firms, the accounting firms, the IT firms, they've all basically stopped corporate volunteering.
Food Bank New South Wales says it understands the corporate world's concern for its employees, so it's introduced its own strict hygiene regime. And that's good enough for private volunteer Margaret Kelly.
I love it here. We grew up poor, so I just want to give back to the community. It's hitting home because we've got to take more precautions because we can't spread it around to anybody else, and we've got to try and stop people from giving to us so we can stay open to help everybody else.
There's also the growing need for moral support, with social media groups offering online company and even corona postcards, and charities offering specialist services and counselling in a time of intense anxiety.
I think in this time it's easy for people to start, all of us to think about ourselves, but this is a time in particular that we've seen in other disasters and hard times where we need to just work together and get on together and share what we've got.
You're behind with your rent at the moment?